Hey, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create solid SaaS case studies that will help you win new clients faster and how you can do it the right way from the get-go. So my name is Daniel and I help B2B SaaS founders generate new clients on a performance basis. And here I'm going to show the key things I learned about generating, structuring, and using case studies to maximize the marketing and sales results. So the first thing I want to begin with is the actual importance of having case studies in the first place. So when you look at how potential customers are evaluating different SaaS solutions on the market, the biggest things that influence their decision are, number one, boldness of the claim, i.e. how good is the transformation promise, and if you have a transformation promise in the first place. And number two is elements of proof that back up this bold claim. So what do I mean by this? I mean, for example, if you help, let's say, SaaS companies or startups generate, like if you know your solution can help them generate, let's say, $1,000 in MRR in the first 90 days, for example, by using your referral SaaS system or by using your financial SaaS solution, well, if you're not putting that specific language at the top of your page where everyone can see this, and you're just relying on features or for people to connect the dots themselves, most likely you won't be generating as good of results as if you did it in the first place. So first things first, you need to have a bold claim, something that people really want that ties into the product. And second thing you need to have is proof, basically, to back up this bold claim. So if you don't yet have case studies, you'll face an insane amount of skepticism, especially from cold prospects. Now, this basically, you need to crack cold prospects in order to see how much how much value you can both generate and capture in a specific marketplace. Because if you were closing so far deals from your network, well, that's one thing. But when you're reaching out to people cold, that's a completely different thing. They don't know you. And if you don't show them some basically elements of proof, some case studies that you are able to generate this result, they will probably not trust you. There's a saying, everyone is a scammer on the internet until proven otherwise. So what you'll have to do if you don't have case studies is you'll be forced to overcome this skepticism by offering more features, custom work, creating irresistible offers, which you should do in any case, especially in today's market. But I'll cover this in another video. But eventually, you just need to be offering more things to get these clients, and also you will need to significantly increase the amount of outreach to generate new clients, because at this point you would just be relying on volume to get your first clients, to get your first case studies. But the cool thing is, when you get case studies that can clearly showcase how much your product impacted your client results, your marketing and your sales results will increase dramatically. So this is on the importance of having case studies. Now let's talk about the optimal case study format, which I'm going to show you here. So the optimal case study format, the way I know it, basically that works the best out of everything I've seen, is how we helped XYZ company generate X result in a specific time frame. And in addition, you can add without doing some of the things they don't like to do, they hate to do. It's not necessary, but it's a good addition. For example, a case study, basically our own case study from working with Look. You can see it basically if you go to adsansel.com and you see some more examples of basically SaaS companies we help. Even for services, this structure works, but also I'm going to show you some SaaS examples in a minute. But take a look at this. Client logo, video testimonial, name, picture, basically industry, results, and the main claim is how we helped, for example, how Luke from Inform went from 0 to 10 calls a week and closed his first SaaS clients. Some backstory, the results, and showcasing, for example, the calendar, some value shots there. So this is how you should outline the case study. This is basically the basic format, the main format. We'll say you need to start generating. If you have some client testimonials at the moment that just say, hey, working with this company is really cool, or we love the software, this is not a case study. This this is better than nothing, but this is not a case study. This is a case study. Now, in terms of actually the case study format, here's what you need to know. The better, let me put some spacing here. The better you can showcase how much your product impacted your client results, the more valuable the case study. And there are only three metrics that you need to showcase in a B2B B2B case, in a B2B SaaS case. So the amount of money generated, the amount of money saved, or the amount of time saved, which again links back to revenue. And if you can show all of the above, this is the best case scenario. And you might be thinking right now, well, cool, Daniel, but our software is different. We provide, for example, benefits for employees, and employee satisfaction goes higher, etc. We cannot showcase revenue. Or, for example, we provide a time tracking solution, and well, in time tracking solution, you can just showcase the time saved, basically. But in B2B cases, I'm not talking about nonprofits. In every B2B SaaS, like 99, 100%, okay? This will be tied to amount of revenue generated or amount of revenue sold. Because if you can increase employee satisfaction, well, guess what? Probably the amount of work or quality work those employees are doing will increase. The amount of retention in the same company will increase. The amount of like revenue generated per employee will increase. And like everything can be tied to this if you dig deep enough. So before I show you actually how to generate this statistics, how to generate the client results, if you haven't already, the proper way, I want to show some other case studies, but those are SaaS specific. Those are established companies that, like a few years ago, basically either didn't exist or they were in the early stages and they grew very much, I believe, thanks to those case studies they generated. So the first one I want to showcase is Expandi, which is if you go basically to their website and you will see immediately in the header case studies, at least right now. And you would see three main case studies. You would see basically Sales Scout, Provoke Agency, Stormbreaker Digital. But even on this page, before learning more about they clearly showcase 16 demos and 250K in pipeline in just 3 weeks of using Expandi. How Expandi helped Provoke Agency grow from 0 to 1 million ARR in less than 2 years. Very tangible case studies related to amount of money generated, amount of money saved. Essentially, what they do is they are a LinkedIn automation software, but like here, they tie it back to revenue, which is a significant growth factor. Now, let's look at some of the expanded case studies. I'm gonna go over some elements here. So if we look at the expanded case study, here's what we're gonna see. So we're gonna see basically the picture of them, the main claim, let's say, of the page, how Expandi helped Provoke Agency grow from 0 to 1.8 million ARR in less than 2 years, some info about the agency, and then they describe the problem they faced. Because everything starts with a problem. They don't come to you out of the blue to just try out new software. Everything starts with a problem. And then the clearer you can showcase the problem, the results, put some value shots, basically put some screenshots from the client account, how they set it up, the more valuable the case did, because other people would want to know how this specific agency, how Provoke Agency generated this result, and guess where they'll come. They'll come to read the case studies, they'll see the value of Expandi, and then they'll probably sign up to try and replicate this using the screenshots, the stats. And so I believe this to be a significant growth factor to their success. So if you can showcase clearly the problem, the results they generate, basically before, after, you can put some value shots, some testimonials, ideally video testimonials, screenshots basically of the setup, the account, and like testimonials even like written. Like the more data you can have, the better the case study will be and the more valuable the case study will be. But at this point, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Daniel, I don't have this. And with our clients, they ask, no, basically, I think I want to protect their privacy and not show their data, or basically not even show their logo, or something like this. Well, two things regarding this. I don't know what's with my camera, but two things regarding this. Number one, you don't show all the data out there, but you can show some. And I guarantee you, like if you like most of your clients would be like fine with this. If they got success, you can just ask them you can just showcase their success. You don't have to showcase every single metric or setup or etc., but you can showcase some that will help other people, and it will also position them as basically a successful client. And the other thing that's, for example, when I was working with my clients, some of them brought up, well, at the moment, I'm not ready to do it yet because I believe that more established players can come and take my customers, for example. But in reality, if you think about it, if you have a good relationship with your customers, they're satisfied with your solution, you're like providing like everything they need. It doesn't mean that you have every single feature, but if you're working on this and you have a relationship with your clients, there's literally like zero reason not to do this. The other thing is basically regarding showcasing more customer data. How will the customers approve? I'm gonna address that in just a minute, but for now, I want you to just focus on this, because if you don't have case studies, you're gonna struggle with marketing and sales. Trust me on this. Like in today's market, when like people are looking for solid solutions that have already some client success. Cool. Next one. Actually, Expandi Calendly. Everyone knows Calendly. Now, here's the case study that you can find on Calendly website, which is how ClickUp maximize its customer outreach efforts with Calendly. This is just the top screenshot. You can read the full case study basically on their website, but look at here. Calendly just provides a calendar booking solution. Well, how you can quantify this? How much can you quantify this? Well, guess what? Calendly is able to quantify this. 50% faster strategic customer persona projects, 2x increase in customer engagement, 3x more sales enablement, and collateral created. Well, guess what? If Calendly can do this, you probably can do too. Next one, Apollo, basically lead generation tool. Showcase their clients. Customer.io skyrockets sales qualified leads by 70% after implementing Apollo. Success metrics, etc. Showcasing the client. So if they can do it, you can do it too. Now let's talk about how to actually generate case studies. So what you want to do is from the first moment you start working with the client, you want to collect as many value shots as possible. So what do I mean by value shots? Value shots are basically screenshot of customer success. Maybe it's they wrote you a great email. Hey, we've been doing great. Like this increased by this amount, etc. You don't yet showcase this, but you collect all of this data. So later on, you can structure a proper case study that your client will also be happy with. Some value screenshots, their dashboard. What I showed you just recently with Expandi, for example, page. Now, then what you want to do is, again, you document throughout working with them. You document all of this. Now, you pick the clients that have the best results to showcase their success stories. Now, why do you want to showcase your best clients' results? Why? Is because like attracts like. And so if you want more customers like your best customers, well, you're going to show their success stories, be it just like their industry, their niche, like the person behind it, like everything that relates to your best customers. Because guess what? Like that way you'll attract more people like them. Next up is reach out to them. Ideally, basically, in any case, you reach out to them. Ideally, when they're happy or when you're providing a regular update, and ask them if they'll be open to sharing their results in a case study, so you can help basically, so you can help more people like them. Now, very important, you want to tell them you'll do all the work and they'll just need to approve it. So you'll prepare the case study, how it would look like, everything else, and you'll just send them for approval. Don't rely on your customers to just prepare a case study for you. It's not a good deal. It will take a long time. Give them do everything yourself, and then basically just get from the customers what they need from you. Additionally, for example, you can offer an incentive like a free month on your software if they agree to case studies or any other incentives. You don't have to offer this. And with cases when it's basically white glove service, on-demand support, maybe you're also some kind of doing done for you offer with your software, it will be less less needed the incentive because you probably have a closer relationship. But for example, for more do-it-yourself offers, when you have lots of customers and you don't have as much of a relationship going, you can really offer an incentive like a gift card or basically a credit towards their next month. Now, when they agree generally to a case study, what you want to do is you want to ask them quickly to record a video testimonial. Again, you can offer an incentive for it. Why do you want video testimonials? Because unless basically unless your future customers, your new clients that you want to attract, see them in reality or directly see them, let's say on one of the calls you do, maybe you do a webinar. Well, guess what? The next after that, we have in person. If they talk to them in person, they talk online. Next is video. Only next is like text, and that's it. And so you want to capture the video testimonial because it's so much more valuable. So for this, you can just simply use Video Ask or something similar to create your requests. Again, it has a free plan. You can create up to 3 sequential videos, basically, and just generate them. And what you want to ask them is basically you want them to honestly tell you what basically in that video ask. You just send them a link and they record like 2 minutes from their phone. You want them to honestly tell what were their results before using your product and how they felt about it versus their results now, how they feel about it now, and basically what would they say to somebody who is on the fence, for example. And ideally, not ideally, in general, just tell them to focus on more key business metrics that we just discussed, for example, revenue generated, revenue saved, and basically amount of money saved and time saved, or everything together. Tell them to focus on this when recording the case study. A great way is just to remind them on results. For example, if you haven't communicated in a while asking for case study or just before asking for the case study, because the last thing you want is the client actually providing you the video testimonial, but it just says like, hey, it's so great to work with this company and this founder, and that's it, we like them. This is not what you want. You want specific metrics. And lastly, if, for example, they do not, they reject the request for a quick video testimonial, well, you can downgrade your ask right now and ask them, okay, we would really like the video testimonial, but in any case, if you're not comfortable with this, would you at least be open to leaving us, for example, a G2 or a Capterra review, like a text testimonial? And most likely, because you ask something like they want to help, they generally agree to this. You ask them like to provide a video testimonial, and then basically they reject it and they still want to help, they'll probably say yes to this than if you like just ask it upfront. Cool. Last thing, two last things. You want to use tangible metrics and their calls to write a written case study showcasing the previous results versus current results using the format above, meaning how XYZ client, XYZ company got from X to Y in this specific time frame. Basically, you should have all the value shots, you should have the video testimonial, and if they agree to video, well, most likely, again, there's no reason them not to agree to text. And again, at this point, you just like put together a case study using the format I just showed above, and you send it back to the client and ask if it looks good to them. All they need to say is just thumbs up or thumbs down. That's it. And if it's a thumbs down, which again, pretty much shouldn't happen. You can just optimize the case study and you're good to go. In the future, you also want to see the ask in the agreement slash terms when onboarding a new client. So if you have terms on your website, basically upon sign up, etc., you can adjust it there. If you're B2B and you're doing agreements, like more high ticket B2B, you can just mention this in the agreement. This is a good way to pre-frame this, basically, so you can share the success stories. Cool. And you can use a free tool like Notion to document all the case studies in one place. So for example, you just create a row, XYZ client, the problem basically before, like where they are now, basically the after state, basically within a specific time frame, they achieve this, and then the quote from the customer. And obviously, then you can gather the company logo, person picture, LinkedIn URL, like all this stuff. Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, in conclusion, I would say just use this framework to start collecting case studies as soon as possible. Start collecting them now, because guess what? Your competitors probably already have case studies. And if you want to stand out and immediately increase the results you're getting from your sales and marketing, you need to collect case studies. You need to show proof, evidence, basically, to your market. Show your value, not just talk about it. So again, especially if in today's market, if you don't have a case study, it's equals like you not having a real business. This is how important it is. And if you already have at least one solid B2B SaaS case study and want me personally to create, manage, and optimize your client acquisition system on a performance basis, go to adzansala.com and apply to work together. Other than that, hope you got some value out of this video. Hope you'll implement it and actually increase your results. And if you have any other questions, just comment below and I'll clarify them for you.